and we're going to make it work. Make it work.
This is what they call get her done. Get her done.
Hello, DK. How are you today?
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Emily on. When are you going to bring Emily on here?
Hi, everybody.
Need Emily to join us.
You are welcome to join us. Please leave a comment.
Please leave a comment.
Or a compliment.
No compliments yet.
Every now and then I'll say that. Like, say somebody's like...
comments or compliments are welcome.
Yeah, someone does something silly. I go, no compliment.
No compliment. Not no comment. Just
no comment. No compliment. If I got nothing good to say, I just don't say anything. Anyway,
there you go.
I do my best on that. I'm not perfect on that either, but
well, we're all getting there.
We're all
speaking of getting there.
Getting there.
A brief note from our broadcast room. DK and Duane Show.
Duane.
DK.
You froze for a moment there. And again, okay. You're freaking me out when you freeze, but it's okay. I'm sure I've been there.
I only freeze when I'm saying something very important.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like StreamYard censors.
What's that? Right? You just...
No, that wasn't really frozen.
Almost.
I could have been really frozen and fakely frozen at the same time.
That's awesome. How's my friend DK from Houston doing today?
DK from Houston is doing wonderful. The temperature is excellent here today. The only thing that's not so excellent is my schedule. I've been running and gunning, and I even took a half a day vacation today, right? So I have my corporate.
Oh, did you?
I took a half day vacation, right? I got some meditation training in the morning, which was wonderful. And then I got a shower, which is also a nice thing. And then from there it was bang, right? I went, got some blood work done for Dr. Samia, which, she's been for 2 weeks for that. That's my closing blood work. So that now I'm going to get my final exam grade, right? So
A+.
Kim White's out there somewhere. I'm sure she knows all about that. Final exam grade. And this is on my health, right? There's nothing I can't cheat on this exam. They took 5 tubes of blood. I had to use my calmness technique, and I actually went to my place of perfect peace that I talk about. And I could hear and I could see and feel the ocean water around my feet. It was quite remarkable how well that worked. And normally I'm not that great in the chair when the phlebotomist is dropping a needle in my arm. That's just not my thing. But I actually made it through this time, and it was the best experience of that I've ever had.
Nice. So your feet were like pretty clean in the water there, and
oh yeah,
toenails neatly trimmed and.
I don't know about the feet. I wasn't looking at my feet. I was looking at the ocean water and listening off of it. Yeah, smell of the ocean.
Just looking down.
Spray. Yeah.
Sorry, folks. Anyway.
Yeah. As you hold your head as if it's going to fly off, right?
So, AJ seems pretty rocking. Hey.
Yeah, he absolutely is. Right. Have you seen his Facebook group out there?
You know what? What's it called again?
I think it is called High Ticket something. I need to look it up quick.
I joined another thing of his. No, I'm kind of wondering.
I'm just going to do a search while we're on.
What is that called? It just so happens I friended him in the middle of master class back in November, and he had a really zinger of a question for me. And I'm like, I'll get back to you on that because I was so busy.
Yeah.
But and we hadn't talked before. He just High Ticket Advantage is what it looks like.
High Ticket Advantage. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
but you look at this group, right? If you want to talk about what AJ is doing, he grew that group completely organic.
That's Steph Mariani trying to call me. Sorry, DK.
Oh, okay. Yes, have her join us right here on the show.
I could. I am on a DK and Duane show. Wanna join?
Talk to us here.
That's pretty funny. See, this is how we do it, folks.
This is how we do it.
Somebody sends you a message. Hey, you want to join?
Yeah, want to jump in?
Pretty much free flowing.
The water is fine.
She says, okay.
Yeah.
Does she mean, okay, I want to join, or does she mean, okay, how long will you be on? Oh, a while. Anyway, I'm going to stop a while.
Wow. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, what I'll do is maybe I'll send her a link. I'll send her the link you gave me.
Oh, you're going to send it? Okay, great. Then
if she wants to join, she can.
Don't need to worry about it. Yeah.
Join. I'll just send her that. Anyway, this is how we do it, folks. We just roll with what we're doing. I just sent her a StreamYard link. Actually, I think I just sent you the StreamYard link. That's funny.
You sent me the link? I can join the show twice.
Let me finish this up. I might join you. Okay, so I sent her the link.
All right.
She said she might do this. So
we might have like 3 or 4 people. Yeah, you just sent me the link.
Hey, you know what?
Might have 3 or 4 people joining
us again, please. Anyway, so
I was going to see if I could actually throw that thing on the screen, if I'm able to do that.
Oh, AJ's, yeah.
If I'm able to do that, I'm going to use the tunnel vision format, and I'm also going to clear my messenger window, and I'm going to share the screen, which you can do in StreamYard, built in. Easiest with 2 monitors. Yes, that's absolutely true. And I have 2 monitors, and I'm going to use it. So can you see? See ourselves, and we can see screen 2. And I can even put that over there. Okay,
so this looks different than what I see on Facebook. Mind you, you have the white background on Facebook. I have the dark background. That could be the reason for the difference.
Oh, so you have the night view, the red alert view.
Yeah, I have to do the night view. There's too much white going on.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, easier for my brain, I guess.
But yeah, high ticket advantage. So he's definitely high ticket targeted. But look at this membership, right? All through organic methods. Pretty cool.
How many members does he have?
545.
545 through organic methods.
Organic methods. Right?
He knows something that we don't.
So he's got all this stuff in here, right?
Well, we know something that he doesn't.
Isn't that always true? We all have our thing, right?
That's right. Everybody has.
Look at these pictures. I definitely would not be making a picture like this for myself, but it works for him.
High roller.
Yeah.
He's rolling the dice.
Yeah.
I'm not a gambler, but I enjoy poker. I'm just not very good.
Yeah, there he is having a drink in the back.
Yeah.
500 members.
I would say he's around our age. Maybe a little
younger. So, yeah. So he definitely has the edge on some of his positioning here, right? And he gives away a lot of free content. And if you listen to any of his stuff, it's good, right? It really gets your attention quickly.
You know, the first time I heard him, I'm like, this guy's got like his mannerisms and the way that he communicates his message. I'm like, he's got Joel figured out. Like he's got Joel messaging all the way,
right?
Which is huge. And he's when I heard him, he was in a serious. It was a serious conversation, right? And you know, you and I like to joke around,
yeah.
But when we're doing our thing, when we're doing our focus, and we're teaching people how to overcome the challenge of, well, for you it's for anxiety, stress, overwhelm, fear, worry, all that great stuff. And for me, it's helping people rewire to wealth, of course.
Rewire to wealth, being retirement ready whenever you wish.
Yeah, right? We can be very serious when we need to be, and
right.
And I think that's the thing that people personality is you are who you are, and you're not going to shift that. It doesn't make any sense to try and be someone else or try to, you know, if you try to be Joel and like the whole concept for you being polarizing might be a bit of a challenge, right? For me, I can probably do it a little better, although it might still come off a little too harsh, right? So
you definitely have the edge for what I call the tood, right? Where you can drop the tood and get that energy going. For me, like you say, it is very difficult because I kind of have, you know, I have an energy of calmness, right? So I'm always coming from a center approach. Yeah. It's not so easy to polarize that. So it's not gonna look quite as natural if I just do it the way that we've been shown to do that.
But here's the other part about it, though. The intention, whether if someone can be that like a polarizing scenario. It's part of the personality, and if a person's using that, it's like any other aspect of their personality. They're doing it because they really want you to get this part of what they're trying to teach. I don't think if there's a mentor out there that just does the polarizing move just to be polarizing, then I think that, it doesn't make any sense. You're literally not going to keep people, because you'll do it more often as a result, probably. For one thing, right. Joel uses it, and one day he'll be in that mood where he needs to make sure you're getting something, and then the next day he'll be like, "Am or ducks? Am or not? See him wings? Well, I'll be am or ducks." Like, he'll just go with,
I still do not have any clue what that's about.
Ducks.
Is it really?
Them are ducks.
Okay, so he's actually he actually is talking about ducks with that?
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
That's ever ducks.
Yeah, that is totally crazy. And that's why I didn't get it, because I was looking for the deep esoteric meaning.
Yeah. You're like,
what's the depth? Where's the secret code?
What's the calmness part of that?
How do I find calmness in Emmer ducks?
Emmer ducks.
Emmer ducks?
Emmer ducks.
You created calmness in that expression just now, Duane, because now I understand it. So I can rest in my knowledge of Emmer ducks.
Right? Hey, Emmer ducks.
Emmer ducks?
Peace, calm.
I feel peace and calmness and tranquility that has just washed over me because Emmer ducks.
And there go the ducks.
I can let them be ducks.
Yeah. I actually prefer to just teach based on my personality, and if I feel that something needs to be coming through, then I'll take I have a milder element of the polarizing scenario. Like, Joel can really turn it up. Like, just, you're feeling like, oh man, he's got me in the stomach here. GK, help me with my calmness because he's flipping me out here, right?
Yeah.
So, but he's had a lot of practice. He's had a lot of doing it. 45, 47, whatever it is, years.
Yeah.
Since he was 13 years old, he's been working on ships and whatnot, right? So,
sure.
Anyway,
yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's like the trade show personality, right?
Oh yeah. Hey,
but you're basically creating the whole environment by everything you say, and so you have to speak fast, right, in order to get it all across.
Oh yeah.
Quick enough that you can actually get the picture in your head.
Yeah.
Have it stay cohesive and put together for long enough to get your message across.
Right. And Joel will tell you, he says, yeah, this is a certain personality, but he says to really be effective with getting your message across with most people, it's a conversation that you're having at their level, at their understanding of where they're at, no matter what the situation is, right? So if a person is not understanding addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, you're not going to teach them algebra.
Probably
That's the analogy, right? What's your version of addition, subtraction? For you and what you do, you're going to teach them the very basics to start, right? And then you teach them the more advanced situation, right? So that's where we're at. I think that that's basically what we're aiming to teach. You start where they're at, and then if you can add more, you teach them more advanced stuff as time goes on, right? You're creating an advanced series, which I think is really cool.
And for me, actually, what's interesting is that the way my program is designed, it's not intended to hide a bunch of secrets away from folks and only release them when they're so-called ready. All I'm really doing is peeling back layers of a process that we've been drilling and in what's the right word? Instilling, right? Drilling and instilling in everybody for weeks, for some. And really what really brought it to a head was that we had one individual in the group that came in kind of late, so they missed some of the initial, what I call the discovery modules. where the journey began, right? And they wanted to get caught up. And I'm like, well, okay, yeah, so here's the membership site. But then something in my gut intuitively said, that's not good enough, right? We got to do a lot better than that. Right. And after wrestling with that for a couple of weeks, they came back and said, well, let's do a review. But instead, it's going to be a lot more than a review. We're going to pack almost, I would say, elements of 12 weeks worth of content into week 13 is what we ended up doing. And it ended up being, of course, we've seen the model of what a very, very good review looks like with Joel Bauer's modules, right? And how he puts all that stuff together. But even with that example and all that, it was just a matter, and it wasn't just cramming a bunch of content, but it was releasing the content in a new and more informative and even a more graphical way, so that all of the connections that we were making were all in one place. And then you no longer had to go back. You could just be there in the moment and enjoy seeing the process from a fresh and new perspective.
Well, you took it for a whole spin too. I mean, I was like, this is the clearest. I was like, this is very clear now. Like, it's not that it wasn't clear before. It's just you packed a lot into it, made it very simple and easy. And, instead of getting rid of one layer of an onion, you got rid of about 12. And so
1, 2, 12,
you're saving people, for that. I mean, that's months of focused learning how to deal with it, right?
Yeah,
now,
sure.
It took you decades to do this, right? So it's not like you just whip this up and boom, okay, here we are, right?
46 years.
This a long time to figure out because,
46 years. Well, look who's here.
Hello.
What's happening?
Aloha, boys. How are you?
We're good. And how are you? How are things in the wonderful state of Hawaii?
Well, they're beautiful. We have people on the roof putting a new roof on. So if you hear a little noise, you might see that. There's some ladders, very tall ladders going on there.
In the palm trees.
But I thought I'd just take a break and join you guys and say hello. Thanks for the invite.
Cool.
Sure. Thanks for joining us. We were just warming up. We were talking a bit about AJ Adams a few minutes ago, who's built a wonderful group on high ticket advantage type concept.
Indeed.
And
and you guys joined that too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, DK has, and I'm part of one of his things. I'm not sure if it looks different what you've got there than what I've got, DK. I think I was just on his Facebook profile, but I know that.
Okay.
I know that he's very convincing. Like, he's very good. I don't mean convincing in a salesy, manipulative way either, right? He's just the first time I heard him talk, I was like, wow, this guy is really well. I don't want to use the word polished, but he's got energy and emotion and feeling going on. He's really
totally.
Just
it's like he has some. It's like he's got some good candy.
Sorry. His candy is very good, right?
Yeah. Like, I want to try that candy. Okay.
That's a great way to put that.
Yeah.
Candy, and it's very tasty. Very, very tasty.
Well, I mean, it's, people, what does Joel say? People buy from their emotions, right?
Yeah.
Like, whatever makes us happy. Hi, Carmen.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. Aloha.
Well, thank you.
We not only have Carmen, but we've got the entire Carmen method here with us tonight.
Yes.
And Carmen method at gmail.com.
I only have a couple of minutes because I have a phone call that just came through. So I just want to stop and say hello. And
you're not putting your call on hold just to say hi to us, are you?
Yes, I am.
We are honored. We are totally honored.
I'm starting to feel very important all of a sudden somehow.
That's okay. So, but I just want to.
I'm the only one in the bar tonight. Duane is on Situation Unseen.
Situation room.
Steph is on Situation Unseen with the new roof coming up her head as we speak. And Carmen's on the phone.
And then I got to jump into another webinar after this. So I just want to stop by and say hello and thank everyone for helping me out yesterday with my webinar. So, and I'm going to go back to the drawing board to have a real webinar versus my beta one, which was last night.
Okay. We need to work on some languaging here in your 30 seconds you got left. That was a real webinar.
Yes.
All right.
Do you know why? You know why? Because you showed up and so did we.
That's true. Okay.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
I
Thank
think
you.
that your languaging was great.
Yeah.
And you know what you're doing. And that's huge. Right? And you're emotionally connected with the audience. And you're creating the exercise you did in particular, I thought was really good. So
Good. I'm glad you guys
no,
enjoyed
it was good. It got me actually thinking. Like, I mean, I was doing my webinar the night before, and I was sharing with other people what they were what to do, right? But then I'm like, but I wasn't writing out at that point in time, and so good job. I wrote out some stuff, and we're going to keep on working on that for sure.
Definitely.
And Carmen, if you can get Duane to take action, that's good.
In March.
Wow.
Right, DK? In March.
Totally in jest, of course.
Wait a minute, what about
all the
me?
time.
Oh, that is too funny.
DK, you're getting me in trouble right now. Steph's gonna be sending me messages at her. Hey, wait a minute.
We're like, hey,
Do your work.
pick up on homework.
Duane.
Homework's coming due, right? Actually, don't tell anybody. I've got homework to do too for Tuesday.
You know what? I'm going to
I don't know what you're
repost it
talking about.
too. It's very simple this week too.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's basically your worksheet, just grading yourself, and updating all of those. And I don't know if Duane, you were going to update your machine, but it's about Callista Jade and why 1.8 million people watch her on a daily basis.
Oh wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, when we're marketing ourselves, we have to look at people who are compelling others right now. And we can't use methods that worked yesterday. We have to use what works today. It's totally different. Especially, I think, through the pandemic and after the pandemic, people are over, an over-filtered Instagram fake world. Like, they want to see what's real. They want authentic. They want sustainable. Like, there's certain things people want. So one of the quickest ways to learn what those are is to watch people who are successful and emulate them and get together, and we're talking about what they're doing right.
No, and it's true too, because I mean, like you said, a lot of it's been so fake and so blah blah. People just need to feel that bond of reality.
They're over it, yeah.
Because so many still secluded in their little four walls that they're going stir crazy. So they're needing that. Let me live curiously through you. What you're doing. Mm-hmm.
Totally. People are like, they've had it up to here. So if it's not sustainable, it's not authentic. So Callista Jade, she was adopted from China 6 years ago, and she likes to do her sister's hair. And she has 1.8 million people that watch her do that. It's very, very simple. So really, it has to do with just getting down to basics, being a good person and being congruent, from the intention all the way out to your marketing. And so that's something that we're working on in our private group.
Oh, nice, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds like you guys.
I was gonna say most of us are working on it.
Come on, Duane. That's why we're teasing Duane. I'm like, Duane, do your homework.
It's taxi.
Because Duane, if you do it, here's the thing, Duane. If you do it, it won't take a lot of your time, but it'll give you a little bit of a tweak in your day. And I know with the tax season, it's really, really, it's like, that's all I should be doing, right? But sometimes if those tweaks, they make a difference, because they readjust you and you're like, oh, wait, here's what's important, right? Because if we're wound up tight, we're not going to be performing as well.
You noticed, eh?
You know what? It's me too, Duane. It is me too. Yeah. It is, and that's why we're building our dream machine, so you can visualize it relaxed and running and well-oiled, right?
Yeah.
They're just exercises.
The biggest thing that Michael Gerber, he talks about working on your business and working in your business. Okay, Karen, you gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta jump onto another webinar, and I still gotta return the phone call. So thank you very much.
Good to see you, Carmen.
Thanks for joining.
Thank your phone caller for their patience.
Yes, I want to come to your next webinar. So make sure to invite me, okay?
Definitely will.
I'd love to see it. Okay, good.
Maybe we'll set a date for you after you leave.
That's one way of doing it.
That's how we did the
DK's
last
good at picking
one.
dates.
That's what I was worried about. He's like, "Can you probably catch me?" Well, I'm still working on what day to start it, so there's still room for another webinar coming up soon.
Awesome.
You know what I've found, Carmen, is if you just do it, you set the date and you just go gangbusters and you just fumble through it. That is the best way to get there. And I know it's terrifying.
No, that was yesterday, so it's all good.
So yeah, so do that a few more times, and you're an old pro.
Exactly.
True.
Maybe in 2 weeks or less.
Oh.
We'll see.
Ooh, maybe
Let's do it. Let me know.
I have a better date. Yeah.
So definitely. But let me go ahead and jump off because I do have to run. But it's been real. So thank you very much. And we'll discuss maybe in 2 weeks. We'll see what happens.
Sounds good. Bye, Carmen.
Take care, Carmen.
I actually have to hop off in a minute, but I can't resist hopping on with you guys. And I was actually, while I was doing what I was doing, I was watching you, and I'm like, I'm gonna get on there.
Get on, yeah. Just join.
I'm gonna get on and say hi and harass you guys because it's just too much fun.
I'm literally like, oh, Steph just messaged me. Just a minute.
Yeah, I heard that. Oh, we could send her a link. Let's get her a link.
That's awesome.
You know what? You guys send me a link. I'm likely to just like hop on in the middle of things.
That's the whole idea. Just show up for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, doesn't matter. Just show up and wave and bow out, whatever you want to do, right?
Yeah, and this is a pattern interruption for me because everything that I teach are things that I've had to overcome and things that I struggle with. And I'm just sharing what's worked for me, but I tend to get wound up, Duane. Like it's not,
right.
You know, and that's because this isn't my tax season. This is like me year round. So I'm really like loving the okay, identifying who makes me feel like relaxed. And you guys do. I feel like for a moment I can just switch it into a different channel, a pattern interruption. And I'm really becoming a fan of it because especially in the pandemic, I feel like every day blends into the next. And there is no oh, it's the weekend. Oh, it's midweek. It's like, where's the vacation? Where's the where is the break?
Right.
5 minutes on the Duane Show, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm good.
55,
And then I'm good. So thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks so much for joining us. And Steph, you actually shared enough in our show today already that this just became like a training seminar almost. Right?
Well, I'm always down to share. And every day I wake up and I'm like, and I run inspiration. So, that's the thing about doing this last minute is I'm like, okay, this is what is on my mind today.
Go ahead, Duane. Sorry.
I was just gonna say. This just gets inspiring because when we get on here and we're like just talking to us, and then you pop in, and then Karen pops in. It's like, oh, cool. It's just awesome. So thanks a lot.
And the comment I wanted to make.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go. No, you go. I want to hear you. You go, Duane.
I was wanting to say that I have not had to call my mom to help me with my homework in a very, very, very.
Oh, mom helped with your homework.
Tell me about that, DK, because I would love to hear about that.
So I apparently in this class that I'm in, right, I had to obtain a picture of myself when I was only 8 years old. And I'm like the uber practical, right? So I don't keep memorabilia, mementos, picture albums like that, right? And I've been through enough moves and I've moved enough houses that each time you move, you lose a few things, right?
Totally.
And then I flooded out a basement, so we lost a bunch more things. And so I do not have those kind of pictures in my house, right? And I also don't have any priority on keeping them. So I know who does, right? So I called mom, right? And I said, actually, I texted her because that's what we do in the modern age, right? And I said, I need a picture of myself when I was 8 years old. Her eyes like virtually lit up. Bing. She's like, oh, cool, right? She loved it, right? So she went digging around.
Oh,
I got pictures back like that, right? So quick. And one of them was, well, it was just a picture, but then the picture that I shared also came in like, there it is, that's the one.
So cute. That's so
7 Up
iconic. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Just a
With the 7-Up
contemplative look,
can.
eh?
Yeah. So it was, yeah, it worked out perfectly. And then she wanted to know, oh, did they work? Did they work? So she was so excited by me asking for.
Oh, what did you guys think of that exercise?
Well, I was going to ask you, is my 9th birthday okay?
Yeah.
Because that's the one I use on my webinar, right?
Oh, you didn't
you've
even
already got
send
it
me
in
yours,
there?
did you, Duane?
Yeah. What's that? Sorry.
Did you send me yours?
No, I'm just being.
Duane.
But you've seen it.
No. Send it over. Send it to me. Do it. Do it. So
9 years old again.
Watch out.
okay, so I'm gonna ask DK then. DK, what did you find value in that exercise in going and revisiting your 8-year-old self?
I did, yeah, because well, for one thing, I don't often value my childhood very much, right? I think of a lot of it as something I just went through, but particularly at first I'm like, oh, okay, great, I'm gonna have to get a picture of myself when I'm 8. I've already been through this big emotional journey, right? And I feel like I'm more sophisticated and mature now. So why am I going back to when I was 8?
Right.
No sense at all, right? But then I got the picture, and I'm realizing, and it was just a shift. And I came up with a clever way to position it in a video with I actually got a pop can and opened it up and recorded the sound effects and made it like a 7-Up commercial out of it, right? And then I just came away from that, still not sure why I did it, but I just felt different afterwards. Felt like I was, a little bit better connected.
Yeah, because here's the thing. You have the answers when you're 8 and you're innocent and you just connected at 8 years old. You just connected yourself to everything else and you see the connection between things around you.
Yeah.
But you're still like unmarred by, society telling you to not express yourself, where before you started making judgments about people. Before you lost, I'm actually not going to say more because the workshop on Tuesday is going to go a little bit deeper into that and why it matters. But, what the exercise of what would you do if your mom told you to just go for the day and you could do anything you want? I want you to feel that because that's the level that we are going to be operating on when we're done. And actually, we're never going to be done.
Yeah,
but
it's a journey, right?
But that you have to feel it and you have to visualize. So what we're doing is we're getting you guys to actually feel it, have like a visceral connection with what your life is like when you're just waking up in the morning with a smile on your face, because you're doing exactly what you want to do and money is no concern.
Right, and it did bring me back to that point where it was kind of like, well, what would I think about, or what did I think about when I was only 8? And I didn't have hardly any concerns except for maybe what my parents thought would be the worst case,
right.
Anything that came up, right? I mean, and by then you're already thinking about that, right? But otherwise,
right.
You're free.
That's right. And did you guys get a chance to see Nahid's that he submitted?
I don't recall. I'll have to look back at it.
So go back and he went through a very detailed explanation of his day if his mom kicked him out of the house. Because see, all you care about is what your mom thinks, right? And your mom is like, just go.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Just come back when you're hungry at the end of the day or whatever. And he just takes you on an adventure.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, if you have a chance to check that out, check that out.
I do recall seeing it, but I need to spend some time reading it and experiencing it. Yeah.
And you know what, DK, the one that you posted in the group, I don't know if I got were you talking in it?
Nope. I was literally, it was just the picture.
It's just the one sound bite.
It's the picture zooming in. And I just open a pop can and take a swig and go, ah. And that's it.
I didn't see that.
It's there.
How did I miss that?
Maybe I can relink it to you or something so you can see.
Would you tag me in it? Because I see the picture, but I I don't have that part of it.
Yeah, it's a video.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
There
Yeah,
are a few
I'll tag
videos
you.
on your Facebook group page, of course, Steph.
What's that?
There are
What?
a few videos on your Facebook group page.
There's a couple.
I know.
Just a couple.
Facebook is like, it's a little bit messy.
Yeah.
But if you ever feel like I missed something, send it over to me or tag me in it. And also
Okay.
what I noticed is that when we're posting in it, we have to tag everybody in the group or anyone we want to see it, because Facebook is not showing it the group posts now. I think it's like the page posts.
Oh.
This is what I'm noticing.
Oh, that's not good.
Facebook.
So every post,
Okay.
like we need to tag everybody. Yeah.
So that's like
Yep.
full, and that's an important nugget as well for the folks that are watching, because that's huge, right? That's a big change.
Yep.
The group
Yep.
and the live used to be the only ways to reach everyone that was available to the group postings, right? So wow, okay, that's not good, but
That's what
we'll
I'm noticing.
Yeah.
And also I'm not getting notifications when you guys are posting either. So I go back and I look. And it seems like just in the last 2 weeks, maybe that's been the case.
Okay, but your notifications are turned on for everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was waking up, because I'm in Hawaii. I was waking up at like 5 a.m. looking at my phone, because you're supposed to do that, right? But I'm like, I would get like your posts and your assignments and stuff and your pictures when you're 8 and all that. And it's like, it's just, I love it. So yes, I am absolutely getting notifications. I mean, it's set up, but I'm not getting them.
I see. Well, we just have to make sure to tag you as we put stuff in there. Yeah. So you haven't
I think
seen
we just got to tag everyone. Yeah.
I have a new machine video in there too that you didn't see. So I'll make sure you're tagged on both of those.
I know. I saw your machine video.
Okay. All right.
I definitely saw your machine video, which, and you realize like the other part of those exercises is that I understand what you guys want. There's no way that I could nail it and put you guys in the right direction if I don't know what you're envisioning. Like you have to see it and I have to see it.
Yeah.
I need to redo that one. Yeah, it's it was just early, right? And it was a really interesting exercise for me because I never really, what the heck's my machine look like? I mean, it just seems like an interesting exercise for me. And I get what you're trying to get us thinking about how things run with your business, really, from start to finish, right?
Yeah.
It's just I never put it in the, and I'm not here's the other thing. I know nothing about machines. Like vehicles.
Beg to differ, Duane.
Well,
do you drive a car?
Yeah, I put the gas in.
Do you shave? You use a straight razor or an electric
The shaving machine. He has a shaving machine.
You ever use a shaving machine?
I don't use a shaving machine. I use
how many machines do you blade? Your
blade.
juice smoothie. Tell me about your juice smoothie. Do you crush everything by hand? You use mortar and pestle. Yeah.
Crush him with his feet. So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
13 feet, Steph.
Right.
I know less about machines than you do, Duane. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you guys. Want to know what we're doing? I'm going to tell you.
Sure.
I am creating one page for you to always reference when things aren't going right. One page with principles, acronyms, visuals.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Your dream machine, literally, and notice that your checklists are personal and business. When things are not going right in your business or in your personal life, this checklist is going to put you on track, right? Everything's going to be covered. And when you come to me and you guys are like, okay, like, I need an hour with you, Steph. I can't figure it out. We're just going to look at your machine, and your machine's going to, it's going to have all sorts of, words and pictures and things, and you built it. Because here's the thing is you guys are building businesses that don't currently exist, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, they have started being built.
Right. But they're not complete. Are they complete?
No.
Okay,
no.
so
talking about the online stuff, no.
Duane, I can't even tell you, like, I want to help you because you are implementing. You are in there just like doing it.
I am. I mean, I've had to take some time off here for taxes, but I know that
I know
that's the reason why DK, you and I like, and the people that are speakers, JV training that show up every week, the people that watch the DK and Duane show that are members of Joel Bauer's, you know, this is just it, right? And I just I feel bad because I haven't done anything the last 2 weeks.
No.
82 tax returns last week.
Dwayne, all you're doing is taking care of your family. I mean,
that's right.
If that's a priority.
Okay.
But I don't want to do so much more. Is the point, right? I want to do so much more.
Yeah.
It's like
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
I'm doing what I need to do.
So I'm going to point out 2 things why what you're doing is perfect. Okay. One is the machine that we're building, you will be 10 times more successful if it's not your primary way of making a living.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
This is really important because if it is, people will pick up on that frequency, and the way that we're building and going to be strategizing this for you, this operation, is that you're going to go in just like I do, because I make my income with real estate. I don't need anyone's money from this. I am just here to help people.
Right. And that's exactly where I'm at.
That's right.
And DK is the same way too, right? I mean, yeah, we're all the same.
Correct. So what you're doing is exactly what you should be doing. Okay. The second reason you're doing exactly what you should be doing, or I'm just going to point out what you're doing, because of course I'm watching you, right? Is that you are implementing, and all you're missing is part of the process. That's it. Right? You know, you got your purpose, you got everything there. You just need your process finished, and you have to be able to see it. So the fact that you've brought to me your dream machine, and you're gonna revamp that.
Yeah, I'm gonna improve it. Yeah, for sure.
Right. Because you know what the machine's supposed to look like and what it's supposed to feel like. So you're not willy-nilly just like.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You're not just willy-nilly like casting seeds out. You're doing what you need to be doing. You're on point. And I get it, like with the homework and the checklists and stuff, like you can catch up on all that, but like just do the Callista Jade. Just take like just take a minute.
It's so real. It's so real.
It's so and it's so profound, you guys. Like all these little things that you're doing, they're all very carefully put together. Everything has complete purpose. And if you're missing part of it, a lot of it, and if you ever want to reach out to me and say, Steph, what's the most important thing for me to do this week? Because I have like 5 minutes, I'll tell you exactly what's going to make or break your progress. And that's all I care about. Because I'm going to push you, Duane. I'm going to push you. And you closed a 42% of your room.
Yeah.
In your last offer.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm going to say that again. You closed 42% of the room.
Yeah.
You got it going on. We're just going to work on your process. And all that you're missing is you got to just see that machine, and you just got to like clarify it. That's it. That's all. Like what I do from my standpoint is it's not hard, right? But the only person we don't see is ourselves.
That's yes.
Right? So we're all blind.
Like, okay, this is look.
when it comes to ourselves. Exactly. So you find someone that you trust and you go, okay, what's the next step? Because I don't see it. And then they say, oh, it's 1, 2, 3. And then you do it and it works out. Right? That's it.
It's on the way. And I know that there's going to be a massive tidal wave of opportunity, if you will, for us to be working for it. Once I get to May, it's going to be like DK and I have been talking about a few things, and it's going to be huge. And I'm so.
I already know. I can feel it. You guys are positioned.
It's on the way. It's on the way, right? Absolutely. And you know what? I think that if anybody's listening here, I think Steph has done something that I don't really think anyone else has done at this point. And what that is pick an intimate group of people that are of absolutely the highest frequency. I just think that the group that you've got, the people there are just awesome. Just awesome people.
And you know, like that whole campaign I did was completely organic. So we have Nahid, who's from Kenya.
Yeah.
You know, he's in the UK. We've got Christian, who's in Germany. You know, you're in Canada. You're in Texas. You know, we've got Min, and yeah. They're just naturally being represented from every nation. You know, and it just happened because it's like, I love the way Min explains this, because she understands universal principles.
Yep.
When you're operating from universal principles, you don't have to remember a bunch of rules, right? You follow the principles, you envision what you want, you create a process, you get clear, and you engineer the outcome. That's it. That's it. And so for me, what I came to realize in the real estate industry, I've been engineering outcomes for over 20 years, because I write contracts, everybody signs them, and everything ends up exactly the way that I want it to in the end. And believe me, there's mishaps here and there in the real estate industry. It's wild.
Yeah.
But the outcome is engineered.
Yeah.
The outcome is engineered, and it's that simple. When you write it a certain way, it's the way it goes.
Very cool. And actually, that might be the answer to this Facebook user's question. Hello, Facebook user. Asking what is a machine? And yeah, that is what we've been talking about this whole time, right? It's what makes all these systems that we're building tick. And why does it work?
So it's in our private group, in our workshop, we are building our dream machine, and we are visualizing what our businesses are going to run like, look like, feel like, sound like when they're done. And then we are creating a process based on engineering it, reverse engineering it, and getting to that destination. It's that simple.
Pretty cool. Simple but elegant at the same time. Not so obvious once it's finished.
And I only know this because I've been doing it in the real estate industry for so long. If someone explained this to me now, I'd be like, how do you do that? That sounds like it wouldn't work, but it totally works. It's as simple as it sounds.
So simple, but so uncommon. And we look forward to making it just a little bit more common.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
No, I was going to say, everything Steph does, like everything that I've seen so far, it's simple, but I know that if you take, it's just a process she's taking us through.
Yeah.
Step by step, move by move. It's so simple yet so impactful. I just know it. I just know it. Sometimes you just know, right? That's where we're at with stuff.
That is definitely it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just all stuff we already know, but we don't apply it necessarily in our personal lives and our businesses. We don't realize the value of it because we don't live in a world that values the stay gold principle.
100%.
And it's basic. It's basic. We were all raised, our parents taught us this stuff. It's just that we get caught up in the system that we live in.
And really, we live in a lot of ways, we live in a dry land, right? There's just not a lot of water around, and it's our opportunity to produce.
That's right. I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's definitely true where, I head into an office every day, and as much as I am thankful for that opportunity and the value and impact that I can bring there, it's dry, right? There's not a lot of these principles, at least not obviously at work. And so there's a lot of opportunity where the land's dry, a lot of opportunity to bring the spring, if you will, right?
Right. And so that's the thing, DK, like, how do we do that? Right. And if our focus is on filling that need, the monetization part is just a side effect. Like, it's not, it's the most ironic part about all this is if you think about making money, it'll never come to you.
There's always a doubt. That's the issue.
That's part of it, right? Yeah,
you know what? I think you're right, because if you're not absolutely congruent, the only way you're going to be effective is if you know exactly what you're talking about, because people will be able to tell.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to convince people that you know something that you don't know, they're going to know that. So if you're absolutely congruent and you're communicating that correctly, people are like starving for it. I mean, what did you just say, DK? That it's a dry land, and nobody is giving anyone water. It's all like empty buckets, you know, and people trying to convince everyone that they have water in those buckets, and they don't. Or you can get the water, but you need to have a ton of money.
Right.
You know, and then you're discluding people who may actually believe what you believe, right? And then we learned about the butterfly effect, because it's really important. And people call me, you guys, people call me and they're like, I don't get it. I don't get the butterfly effect. I don't get, you know, I don't get this. I don't get the dream machine, right? But once I explain it, people immediately click with it. But it's like, we've forgotten. That's why we have to remember, we have to look at a picture of us when we're 8 years old. And that's why it has such a profound effect, because it's like, I know this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Right? I'm not telling you anything you guys don't already know. I'm just organizing it for you. That's all.
That's
more than organization, right?
Isn't that huge though, right, DK? And how many people yesterday? Sorry, DK, but how many people yesterday in Carmen's webinar were like organization?
Yeah, Duane picked right up on that. Yeah, Trent. A lot of folks need that organizational system, if you will, not just having a system, but actually having it applied and moving and leveraging and creating that flow in their business and in their personal life as well. So right. And the only thing I was going to add to organization was the inspiration, right? Because it's not just a simple dry rote ABC 1 2 3, right? There's an energy to it that
absolutely.
But the other part of it too, DK, is the fact that you are also bringing your being into, you know, your workplace, right? And so at some point in time, people are going to realize one of two things. They're either going to line up with you or they're going to leave the room.
Yeah.
Somewhere else, right? They're just, or you're going to just, or to a point where you're going to be like, yeah, the DK method works so well that I have hundreds and thousands of people. And this is exactly what I love to do. That's where you're going to be.
Right.
I love doing this, and I can make a lot of money doing this, but I'm taking care of the people first and foremost.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to be poor. You're not supposed to be poor. But your wealth should be commensurate with what you're providing for the planet. Yeah. Your contribution, right? So of course you're going to have enough where you don't have to worry about whether you're going to feed your family or not. How are you going to provide for other people if you're worried about, you know, your domicile or your clothing your children?
100%, as we've discussed earlier, Steph. That was a key learning for me, right? I had a block, right, that said, well, really the holiest delivery is the one made for free, right? But that was a bit of a misconception on my part.
That's actually an interesting one, DK, and I'm finding it's the most common, and it makes me wonder why we're being taught that and we're not being given the full equation for what creates successful businesses or a successful marketing campaign. Like, why are they leaving out the fact that your intention has to match your words and actions? Like,
right,
all those people you see milling around failing, that is the reason why.
Yeah, the connection it's not a complete equation. It's only part of it.
No. If people are going to invest in you, they have to trust you and believe that you have something that they need that's going to have value far more than what they're having to invest.
100%.
That's the value proposition. Yeah.
It has to work. And if it doesn't look like it's working for you, then well, it might not work for them either.
The other part of that
That's true.
Is giving, right? I mean, we learned from the best as far as I'm concerned with Joel. And it's all about giving first and giving so much value that people are just going, this person's unbelievable. I have to do something with this person. I have to invest in this person because they're absolutely aligned with me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's
100%.
A person looks at money first, and this is something that, well, rewired to wealth, we can go there further, obviously. But if a person is looking at the money first, it's never going to work.
As your system actually dictates, right, Duane, where really you're setting up the money flow by creating the reason for it.
You have to
generate the flow.
Oh yeah. We know the bank.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. That's actually, believe it or not, that's been my hang up.
Right. Oh.
The reason for it, right? I have, you know, I don't know. I have plenty. I'm happy. But there are things that my life would be better.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
So,
absolutely.
We could all
had me running around writing this thing in my notebook. I'm actually going to put it on the screen here for a second, right? You got me writing all this stuff on what I would do with.
Oh, good.
Every $500, right?
Oh,
wow!
And I would add to my monthly revenue.
Yeah, we still need to have another case study update.
Yeah. So just so you know, I've done my homework for that.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
Duane, he did his homework.
No, Tuesday at 6.
Tuesday at 6.
Or 6:30, depending on when that's she's done.
Yeah. But that was an important exercise for me, though, because without that, I would really have to fully explore the reason for, you know, if I have, let's just use a round number. Let's say I have 5,000 coming in a month, and I need to have a reason to have another 5,000 coming in every month. Well, what is that, right? And until you go through that exercise, it's kind of ethereal. It's not. It doesn't have a concrete. And what I noticed through this exercise is that I don't reach the point where I can confidently give a significant amount of my monthly income to someone else outside of my family for a while, right? And that really helped me to define and develop what the financial equation really needs to look like, where I can start to feel effective and actually execute on some of the visions that I've got for helping orphanages and stuff, right? Where, you know, if I'm giving my first dollar to the orphanage and I'm worried about my mortgage payment, well, that's just not going to work, right? But once
that's great though, DK. I love that. I love your vision. This is the first that I've heard that, but that right there will be blessed. There is 0% chance that it won't.
Awesome.
0.
I look forward to seeing it fulfilled.
What DK is talking about, folks, is an exercise that a certain mentor of mine had given me probably about 9 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago. And it's an exercise where you start at $1,000. So if you're making an extra $1,000 a month, what would you do with the $1,000? Now, here's an interesting thing, DK, because I haven't taught this in the Rewired to Wealth program yet. This is a case study specific to DK, but you're helping me really decide this exercise is going to be a part of it. Like, so you got to understand something. I didn't create that. I didn't create that exercise. It's not mine. But what I did was I used it, right? And so you're helping me decide whether that is an exercise I'm going to actually include in this program to say this is something we can do. But I never created it. And Kevin Trudeau was the person who taught me how to, and I don't think it was Kevin's either.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite certain that wasn't Kevin Trudeau's exercise. But what Kevin has done is he has taken a whole slew of different exercises that he's learned from, you know, when he was 16 years of age and older, He's kind of like Joel Bauer. He's a couple of years younger than Joel, but this guy has an understanding about the law of attraction and the law of creation better than anybody I know. Like better than anybody I know, right? So that's the reason why when I said to you 2 to 3 weeks ago, I said, this isn't something that's part of the program right now, right? But again, the program is being developed. The machine is still being developed. And there's nothing wrong with using an exercise that someone has utilized,
Yeah, of course.
which you know works, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
We all
Especially
have
when you're giving credit
mentors,
like that.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
and we
we're
give
not,
credit.
we're not making this stuff up.
No,
Right.
no, and that's the thing. We're not making anything up. We might be changing a few nuances, in regards to like what I created the other night. There's a couple things in there that I shared that are an addition to the usual white paper, blue ink concept that Kevin shared with me, right? So I'm just giving people a little taste, little ideas to what we're
there you go
doing in this program, right?
What they're
cool.
going to be doing in this program, right, Duane?
Yeah. And you know what? It's this. What's that, DK? Sorry.
What they're going to be doing after they join the program.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. It's there's a process involved, and because of the stage that we're at in this program, I did a 7-week Ready to Retire program, and then there are bonuses with that. This is more to do with rewiring your mindset, financially speaking. Right? It's got everything to do with financially rewiring, and so because this is different than the first stage of the program, and because this is a lifetime membership, I'm taking it step by step, move by move. But sometimes I'm adding steps in here that I just, from things that I've learned, right, over the last 25 plus years, right, as a financial advisor, tax advisor. So that's what we're doing with that. And I think that people are really getting, like Steph. I mean, this is the thing. The three of us really care about what happens in our programs for the students. That's what matters more than anything else. And so we're going to take our time if necessary to do what we need to do to make sure that people get exactly what they need.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's what we're doing.
This is really cool. And what I've been thinking about lately too is the fact that the activity of caring for other people and serving other people is how you discover where the need is. There is no workaround to that. If you want to pay someone to tell you exactly what to do, you can do that, but they're just guessing, because your audience is unique and you're unique. And what you're offering, even if it's a regurgitation of everything you've learned in your life and your mentors and your experience, right? It's unique. So the only way to really get in there, and Duane, you are exemplifying this. And I've been watching you since before you were studying with Joel before me. You went to masterclass before I ever even knew who Joel was.
Right.
And I've been watching you, and because see, I'm a business strategist. So I watch people and I'm like, okay, this person needs a process or this whatever, right? But you're doing the thing. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And what you're accomplishing is, you're getting to know who your audience is and where the need is. And it will be profitable to the extent that you fill the needs of your audience. That's the formula. So what you're doing right now is exactly what you should be doing. And I get your frustration. And believe me, I have it too. I want it all. I want it now. I want to be serving people on this much grander scale, but we have to walk before we can run.
Yeah.
And even some of the really elementary things that we're covering in our workshop and some of the exercises you're doing, people may go, I don't really get that.
Right.
Okay, but it is fundamental. It's a fundamental building block. And if you build a foundation based on all those fundamentals, you're just going to, all of a sudden, people are going to be like, where did Duane come from? Where did DK come from?
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, that's how I operate.
It's huge.
And you don't, and you just get in there and you're doing it, and you're doing the thing everybody's afraid to do.
We're stepping out of our comfort zone, and we're like, I'll tell you what happens every time I do a presentation. It's not a presentation. What I'm doing is the night before, I wake up at 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, and I'm thinking about, am I giving this everything I need to give it? Are people, this is, I know that you're like that. And I know DK is like that. I just know that, like, we constantly are working. It could be an hour before and we're tweaking stuff.
Let's just say this. We're anguish. We're in anguish over it.
Yeah.
Is that an over exaggeration?
No,
form of anguish, right? It's always wanting to move forward and deliver more than we can deliver at any given time.
Yeah. Yeah. Kim told me the other day, Duane, it's not about perfection. It's about progressing, and you can always adjust things.
I like Kim.
But I love her. I love her. She's amazing. But
no,
personality is no. It's got to be right now.
No, that's a gift.
Right?
Having a friend like that is a gift.
Oh, she's amazing, Steph. She's like she goes to the wall for me. Like she's been on every single webinar of mine.
Oh, I've seen that.
She's awesome. I told her the other day, I said, I know that you're going to be doing webinars at some point, and I'm here for you. I'm here for you. So I expect I'm going to be helping her, whatever that
was. That's awesome.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
She's taking care of her parents. She's getting her PhD in, she's going to be a doctor of natural medicine, probably within 3 to 6 months, I'm guessing. She's
getting really close now. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But she's got so much experience stuff. Like she's been doing this stuff for a long time. Like she's taking care of people's health for a long time.
Yeah. Pretty soon she'll be out there too, right?
Yep. There's a core group staff that we have that I see amazing things happening with this group. And it's just there's going to be a progression on it. We've started it, and there's going to be a progression as to where this goes. It's going to be amazing. And the people that are going to get involved, they're going to be so blown away by what everybody's going to be delivering. They're going to be like, we got to tell our friends. It's going to be stellar.
I believe it.
So excited.
I totally believe it.
That's why tax season has to end now.
When does tax season end, Duane?
April 30th. April 30th. Yeah.
So you got 6 weeks. That's okay. It's not bad.
6 weeks goes by in 10 minutes these days, it seems.
Yeah. It's going to be
going on, right?
We have
or it seems like it's 2 years.
Depending, yeah.
But not in this situation. Don't worry.
Your time dilation or compression, it just depends.
It depends on if it's April.
Yeah.
April 2020 was felt like I was.
Well, yeah, April 2020 was the dilation, right? Where you couldn't
dilation.
Couldn't move
the
forward
great dilation.
Yeah.
The Joel dilation.
The great dilation.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
A time to remember. Indeed. All right. Well, I hate to cut this short, but I have to clear.
I have to go too.
Yeah. That makes three of us. That makes three of us. I'm getting my hair cut tonight.
I got my hair cut.
All righty.
Guys, I love you. You're awesome. Thanks so much, Steph. Thanks so much, DK.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining, Steph. Thanks, Duane. And we will be back with you soon on the next episode of the DK and Duane Show.